Hello, everyone. It's Jen here. I am doing a reading by sign for the week of April 26th. We're going to start at Aries and just go right through. Just a reminder, there's that full moon in Scorpio right around April 27th. That'll kind of depend on where you live. Yeah, so wow, full moon in Scorpio. So this is, if you've been suppressing any feelings, wow. There you go. If you wanted to tell someone you love them or tell someone you're interested in them or vice versa, maybe an earth sign for Aries here, that may be a possibility. Yeah, it could be an earth sign. It could be a friend. Well, we have two twos here. It could be a friend I'm getting that turns into more. This is someone, it's like one person in this situation, this Queen of Pentacles, feels very grounded, solid, good about it. They are totally in on the relationship or the partnership, whatever it is. But the Two of Swords, this potentially air sign person, they're not quite so sure. They're up in their head about it. They are, I mean, it could be just the fact that they really, really like this person and it's scaring the crap out of them. So they might be in a little bit of self-sabotage mode. But this, I would say the earth sign's just like, I'm good. If you're not ready, you're not ready. Like there's no, this other person is, it's like they're going to express their feelings, but they're not going to chase you or they're going to let you make up your mind and they're going to go about living, and like they have a really good attitude. So I don't know. I feel like for some people, either someone's going to, if someone passes you up, they made a big mistake and it's about them more than about you. Or you could pass up someone really a quality person just because you're sort of overthinking it or in your head or too afraid of the emotions. Because with that Scorpio full moon, there's going to be a lot of emotions coming up, a lot of deep-seated emotions, a lot of maybe baggage from other relationships. But this earth sign person in your or someone who acts like it doesn't, someone's birth chart is so more complex than just what their sun sign is. But I see a very solid, grounded earth type energy around you that will help. If you're, I guess too, if you're trying to make a decision this week, definitely go to your earth sign person, someone that you trust, someone that is there to emotionally support you versus projecting, their own thing into the situation. This person gives wise counsel. You can just tell they have wisdom, right? And again, they're not trying. Yeah, if you're trying to make a decision, Aries, this week, don't try to force it. Like, go out for a walk, go do something else, take your mind off of it. And I feel like that's when, get out into nature. That's when you'll be able to make a decisive decision and feel good about it. Once you just kind of let it go for a bit and then it will flow in. Okay, let's look at Taurus. Hey, Taurus. Let's see, what time is it? 4:40. Hey, Taurus. So we are going to pull a few cards for you for the week for April 26th, around the 27th, depending on where you live. We have the full moon in Scorpio on the 27th. For a minute, I've been doing May readings for a minute. I thought I got it confused. Wow. Look at that, Mother Earth. All the queens go to the Empress, but they're most closely associated with Earth sign, I think, because it's called Mother Earth. It's birthing something. It's organic. It nurtures. It supports. It doesn't direct and force. Four of Cups. Kind of hearing being gentle with yourself, Taurus. If you're kind of not really sure what to do, that's okay. I think for you guys with the moon coming out, that Scorpio full moon, so the Four of Cups is, it's apathy. It's kind of blah, just very blah, just kind of existing. Nothing's really exciting. You're not like really upset, but you're not super happy. It's just kind of going through the motions, getting up, your routine. And maybe in the back of your head, you're thinking, and it's you guys could have a birthday, right? So it's your solar return time, getting around everyone's Taurus's solar return. And sometimes when it's our birthday, we're just like New Year's, we're reflecting back and kind of thinking about things and what we want and where we are. And I feel like it's time for a bit of a shakeup. I feel like it's time for a change in some area that you are going to sort of really do some emotional exploration. But out of that, I think you're ready to move forward. I think you're going to realize some truths about yourself, be more forgiving of yourself, and yeah, just like maybe you're dwelling on something, you feel like you made a mistake or you could have done better, something like that. And then just saying, it's okay. You're doing the best you can. You see where you could improve, and you're going to do better next time. And you're doing well. It's okay. You may still be, if there is something that happened, like maybe a breakup, and you hadn't really processed it, you kind of just compartmentalized. I feel like you may have a time where you really sort of, I don't know, have a good cry, or maybe go out and, I don't know, you're kind of angry and you kind of going for like a walk, but it gets your anger, like maybe you scream a little bit, not at someone, but just, you know what I mean? Just let the emotions out. Maybe in compartmentalizing, you compartmentalized a lot more than you realized, and that needs to come out. But there is this opportunity here. I feel like things are going to be lighter. You're going to approach things in just a more casual way. I think you learn some lessons. You won't jump in too fast. You'll take your time to get to know people, which is you guys tend to do that, but maybe in the past, sort of a passion or attraction for someone allowed you to jump in too fast, or you allowed them, maybe you didn't keep as good boundaries as you should have, and things moved too fast. And then it didn't work out, and it was just, after a breakup or after a situation has gone awry, how you kind of beat yourself up over things. I think you're going to shift though from that to, okay, well, I won't do that again. I'll be more aware of that again, and be able to move forward and feel happier and lighter and more accepting for what's coming your way. Okay, we're going to move on to Gemini. Is that a dog or it's a dog? Okay, Gemini at 9:45. Hey, Gemini, thanks for stopping by. This is your reading for the week of April 26th. Remember, on the 27th, or about around there, depending on where you live is going to be a full moon in the sign of Scorpio. So this will be pretty intense. This for you guys. This isn't astrology. I'm just going with my intuition. I feel like there's going to be a pretty intense release for you guys. Your intimacy with someone may really deepen or take it to the next more serious level. So saying I love you. Here's the moon. So that full moon in Scorpio will be maybe more significant for Gemini. Really getting into some feelings, uncovering some feelings. And the Hermit. Virgo energy. We have Pisces energy or Cancer too. The Hermit, Virgo. And then Earth energy with that Page of Pentacles. So really telling you to ground yourself. Taking some time to process things. I wouldn't say it's closure. I would say it's being able to look back a little more objectively about a situation than when you're in the heat of it. Think of a breakup or a job situation that kind of went south, or a fallout with a family member, or some business you were doing business with. And you think in the moment, your emotions are very heightened. And again, with that Scorpio full moon, your emotions may be quite heightened this week. But looking back, when you have a little distance and you're not quite just in the thick of it, of the emotions of the situation, that's what the Hermit does. And is more objective, takes a higher perspective, and it's like, okay, so let's try to break down what happened, and maybe I can see where, okay, I definitely could have handled that better. I was really in my emotions and I allowed those to maybe sway my behavior, or my anxiety and my overthinking was not helping. It was hindering. We do have two majors here for you, the Moon and the Hermit. So it's taking your emotions from where you're in the thick of it, in those emotions, and it's hard to have perspective, to the Hermit that's going to be grounding and give you that perspective you need to be able to really process things. The Page of Pentacles over there, this is being patient with yourself. Every day is a new opportunity for a new beginning, to start whatever you may want to start and bring about in your life. So the full moon is going to wrap some things up and let some things go. And the Page of Pentacles is bringing in the positive new things those seeds that you want to plant moving forward after the energy of the full moon has cleared out. So kind of a time of some real spiritual growth for you, Gemini. This is going to be more significant week of your life, maybe some deeper thinking, some aha moments, maybe needing to be alone and really figure some things out, to be able to process and then release. And so you can move forward without the resentment, but just the wisdom of your past experiences. But I do feel real fresh, like new beginning from that as well. It's like cleared the way for new things to come in. Okay, we're going to go on to Cancer. Excuse me. Hi there, Cancer. We're doing your reading for the week of April 26th. Remember, on the 27th, or about around there, depending on where you're from, we have that full moon in Scorpio. So that's going to be intense. That is the 8th house of the 8 of Swords here, which is the house of death, rebirth, sexuality, intimacy, that type of intimacy. So Scorpio is Capricorn. No, that doesn't make any sense. What I meant to say is Scorpio is a water sign. I don't know how Capricorn, because Capricorn's an earth sign. So maybe you have something to do with a Capricorn that wasn't a mistake. The Eight of Swords is denial. It's not seeing things clearly. It could literally be about negative body image, focusing and worrying a lot on your appearance. But it's usually not, being in denial about something, having to talk yourself into something, or, you tell yourself, okay, it's just the way it's going to be, when you know on some level it's not okay. Okay, here we go. The Hierophant, a Magician, and you got an extra. What's this extra? Here you go. The Death card. Needing to, the Eight of Swords is holding on to something you really need to let go of. That's no longer serving you. And realizing that is sort of your own construct. You're not really held back, or everything you think is not true either. Our thoughts can be very deceiving and self-defeating, I guess I would say. So death, the Death card, the rebirth, and the caterpillar becomes the butterfly, same being, but never goes back. So really transforming your life in some area. And again, this can just be the clarity of your thoughts, or not allowing those negative thoughts to take up residence. Woo! Like that Eight of Swords. The Hierophant is maybe studying some spirituality, trying to have a better perspective on things, not sweating the small stuff, not being as worried about superficial things, and discovering more about relationships and the quality of those, and less about things. Starting a spiritual journey, ascending. The magician's like, hey, you have all the elements, right? You have everything you need to create the life that you want. But it's just up to you to, how are you going to master those elements, right? So you get the swords, the air, the thoughts, the pentacles, that's the tangible things, the earth, your day-to-day routine. Also there's something spiritual about all of them. Cups, your emotions, how you regulate and listen to, regulate, express, deal with your emotions, how you allow those to affect your behavior and your outlook. And then the fire signs, which I most associate with the Magician, actually, because they're an action-oriented. That's your motivation, your inspiration. You can have the thoughts, the money, and care about something, but if you don't have the motivation to get off your ass and do something about it, nothing's going to happen. So the Magician just has to learn to master those in the right combination, because it's going to be different for everyone. Some signs may be way in their head, too much in their head, and some may be way in their emotions, and they need to balance that out with their head more. And some can be spontaneous, some can be so fixed they don't go anywhere. And what's our baseline, and then where can we improve, and then become happier and happier, as happy as we can be. It's just like balance. I don't think anyone's like, oh, I'm happy, checked it off the list, I'm happy and I'm balanced, boom, next. It's like thinking if you do one push-up, you're going to be buff and stay in shape. It's something we have to work on these things all the time, but it does become somewhat easier. We have the tools and we can enjoy it, and keep working towards that way, instead of just being a victim almost to our instincts and our more primal reactions. Okay, Cancer, we are going to move on to Leo. Hi there, Leo. It's Jen here. We're doing a reading for the week of April 26th. So on the 27th or about there, depending on where you live on April 27th, we're having a full moon in Scorpio. So this is a lot of emotions. I dropped a card, just a minute. Oh, it's a good one though. It's worth getting. Worth getting for Leo. Six of Wands, a victory card. Yeah. So if you guys, if you are in the arts or do anything like performing or acting or speaking, anything that you would do sort of in front of people, you may be going back or getting hired for something like that in anticipation of, I guess vaccinations and things like that. You may get some recognition as, may go viral, get recognition in the company newspaper, win a job, a promotion. Who just had this? Cancer just had this. But I always say with the Six of Wands to remember to count your wins. And no matter how small they are, because lots of times the biggest wins, the biggest accomplishments are within ourselves and our own mastery of, this is coming up for Cancer. If we have a tendency to overthink, learning how to manage that. If we have something triggers us, or I don't know, I'm still shuffling. I have all your cards. It's habit. Just learning to be accepting of our basic nature, but then also how to work on improving areas and using tools and life skills and things like that to continue to master those things that are a bit challenging. So we have the Death card and the Hanged Man. And I will tell you, a lot of major arcana have been coming out for the May readings because I've done the May readings already. And you can see I'm starting to come in here with this week's reading. So Death, Rebirth, I always think danger, Will Robinson, not because of the Death card, but just because of this part of the card. Looks like the robot in Lost in Space. Anyhow, yeah, there's a new you emerging. I mean, if you look at the Six of Wands, it's like, here I am. Maybe over quarantine you got in shape. Like you fucking killed the quarantine and are, really trained really hard and really felt like you, I don't know, transformed. You had a lot of epiphanies and deeper understanding. Your spiritual growth really increased. And as you're starting to emerge back into society, like we kind of all are, I feel like people may be like, you look great. Not even if you haven't had like a drastic gain or loss of weight or whatever you needed or wanted to do. It's really the your inner energy, and you just may seem happier and brighter and lighter, and you can see that in people, right? I've had that happen many times. Run into someone you haven't seen in a while, and it's like, wow, they just seem happier and like they're in a good place. So I feel like that's Leo's emerging. Sorry. Feeling really, really good, ready to be seen. You may be launching something this week. You may be giving a presentation. All of those things will go really well. And as a result of that, you may get recognition and maybe a job offer you may be making, a mark within your career, where you're getting noticed, and you may even be approached for a job just because they're like, she's good at this, he's good at this, and we have this new position and they would be perfect for it. We already know they like encompass what we want out of that position, or they've proven themselves. And I just see you being kind of zen about stuff, like just letting things come and go. I feel like you've had sort of maybe some setbacks in the past. And so this makes it all the more sweeter, yet also, yep, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Again, just that very chill zen vibe going. Like, this victory feels good, it's great, but it's not going to go to your head. Your ego is like, has learned that, okay, cool, new challenge and opportunity, but this is not the end all be all. This doesn't mean that this is an external thing. It doesn't change who I am at my core one way or the other. Okay, we are going to go on to the sign of Virgo. Hey there, Virgo. It's Jen here. We're doing your reading for the week of April 26th. On the 27th, or about, depending on where you live in the world, somewhere right around there, we have that full moon in Scorpio. Whew, a lot of emotions, a lot of deep thinking, really getting into the details of emotions. So, Virgo, you guys are really good at that. You're a mutable sign, so you're a little more like zen about stuff. You're ready to sort of flow and move on and not just wade in emotions the way maybe a Scorpio could, or a fixed sign could. You may be gardening, planting seeds. Let's just be real literal with the Ace of Pentacles there. Getting your hands dirty, really doing earthy stuff and really into it. Like just what's the word? Reveling? No. Relishing? I can't think of, I'm not sure if that's the right word, but just really fully stepping into full earth mode and just loving planting and digging the earth, or you're outside taking walks. I don't know, just getting really, really grounded. Now, the Three of Wands, this is also getting a higher perspective. So if you think about, you're at your house in your backyard or whatever, wherever you live, and you send a drone up, first you're going to see the side of where you live, and maybe the street view or the parking lot, and then it's going to go up, and then you'll be able to see kind of the whole property, and then sort of the whole neighborhood, and it keeps going up and up and out. And sometimes when we're just in the day-to-day grind of life, it can seem like it's always been this way and it's always going to be this way. And even sometimes in our mind, we can think it's too late to start things, to learn new things, to do new things. But this Ace of Pentacles is like, no, I can, even something that may take a while. Like I've worked at a medical school most of my career, and every once in a while you'll have someone in their 40s or even 50 go to medical school. Like, it's never too late, and that's a lot of schooling and then a lot of training after, but it's never too late, right? That's a self-limiting thought. So the Three of Wands is, getting a better perspective. Where have I been? Where am I going? You think time is passing. You know what I mean? You might as well, you just start, because if you start putting $20 a month away, and then if you, whatever, maybe $5 here and there, and you just it's a habit, you just keep doing it in a couple years, or if you just have an automatic transfer or something on your payday, $5 goes into a savings account, and it just is happening automatically. Maybe it's even a savings account like you can't see or access on purpose. But then one day you're like, I wonder what's going on, and you'll see like, whoa, wait a minute, I'm accumulating some money here. So I see you planting those types of seeds. This Five of Swords, someone's going to give you a headache. Maybe you're literally going to get a headache. Maybe you'll get your vaccination, and you'll feel a little groggy for a day or something. But this really is more about, this is someone who just mentally fucking drives you crazy. Like, oh my God, it's like so stressful to deal with this person, and they just seem to be a fucking pain in the ass for no reason. Just like, is this person put on earth just to drive me, just to stress me out? Some anxiety. But I feel like you're being super zen and just like, I'm not giving that person, that situation, the satisfaction or the time and energy, and we're putting any sort of thoughts or energy into that situation that I can't control. I can't control someone else, and I just need to have more faith and sort of allow. Because this Three of Wands, she's looking forward, she's looking outward. She's not going to get hung up on this very moment in time. Again, this very moment in time, this is how it's always going to be. So say you have a kid that's fucking up or something. They're having a difficult time. Instead of just obsessing about it and being on their case, taking a more like, well, you know what? Their frontal lobes aren't developed, and I have to give them, it doesn't mean you're not going to help them or support them or be there for them or whatever, but also giving them the space to live and grow and struggle and succeed and fail. And that's how we learn, right? You don't want, and understanding that it's, it's a journey, and those things are almost, well, badges of honor. Yeah. Okay. We're going to move on to Libra. Hey there, Libra. It's Jen here. We're doing your reading for the week of April 26th. Try to keep these going. On April 27th, Libra, there is a full moon in the sign of Scorpio. So lots of emotions may come to the surface that maybe you hadn't realized were there or thought about or entertained. Maybe there was some sort of resignation. I didn't mean resignation, but it could be a resignation, but resigning yourself to, well, this is just the way it's going to be. So emotions may come up where you're like, no, I've been sort of in denial or talking myself into something. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. It's interesting that a card from the reading I did for whatever reading I'm doing, it's like it's passing something forward as we go on. So Virgo had this Ace of Pentacles. You may really benefit from grounding yourself, from gardening, from really taking walks, getting out into the earth. Cancer had that card. Let's pick one more. The way to look at sort of where you might be in denial or doing, this is just the way it's going to be. It's okay. Life isn't perfect. You can't, your significant other, you're going to have times where you feel out of love or, when you're in a relationship, the intimacy, the physical side just goes away. That's just normal. And I think you'll see, someone's going to be lighting up your romantic side, I think. And that may be a catalyst for saying, wait a minute, am I really happy? Have I been going through the motions? You're looking with this Two of Wands. I feel like this has come up for you maybe it came up in the May readings. This is seeming familiar, but there's something to do with travel, maybe camping, getting out, feeling a little holed up, or ready to move on from quarantine, aren't we all? But it's really about, we have a certain amount of energy. We have to eat, we have to refuel, we have to rest. We can't just go, 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 go. And the Two of Wands is like, okay, well, let's make sure that we use our energy wisely and invest it in things that are good for us and benefit us and our lives, and that we're not just pouring energy or being around things that just drain our energy if we don't really have to. So sort of examining, why do I feel like I have to stay in this situation? The Ace of Pentacles says, get out, get into nature, do some gardening, do something earthy, do whatever grounds you, whatever makes you feel more present, planting the seeds for new things in your life. The Page of Cups could be a message about something that elicits a positive emotional response. I don't know why a pig is flying over here. It's interesting. If you're in a relationship, this could be, or maybe if you're dating, deciding to become exclusive with someone, expressing your feelings to someone, reaching out and asking someone out, or trying to get together with someone. It could have it definitely has the potential to be a long-term relationship. But I don't know, this Eight of Swords here, I feel like you're holding yourself back somewhere, and that you may break through. Maybe if you're single or dating, maybe you haven't realized that you've been holding back your heart. And then once you have that realization that you do need to open up, you don't have to jump in all at once, but you have to be able to open up as you get to know someone, to really, have that deep, deep connection. Okay, we are going to move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, hey, thanks for joining me. So you have your full moon this week, on April 27th, or somewhere right around there, depending on where you live. Scorpio full moon. So, this could be something from your subconscious. This could be coming up to not realizing it's influencing, kind of influencing you right now, just not really appreciating that. There you are right in the middle, the King of Cups. We have the Page of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. It's interesting. You're really balanced here on either side with the Page of Swords, so thoughts, messages, and then with Three of Pentacles, working hard. So you may be pretty busy this week, actually. You may be sending out some sort of announcements or invitations, or writing things down, or studying hard. You may be launching your own business, like intuitively. What am I getting here? Yeah, I see you guys starting a website, branding something, doing the paperwork for something. Maybe you're starting to get recognition for a service you provide, or some sort of art you create, or videos. Yeah, that's starting to be recognized to the point where you're like, or maybe a friend's tells you you need an Instagram page or you need an Etsy thing, whatever, shop, or you should go to craft shows when they open up because this is bugging me, because people will buy this. Like, this is marketable, your idea is marketable, you're marketable. You're known as a hard worker, a quick thinker, really good, like you make a good first impression, you're able to carry on a nice conversation. I feel like someone, you could meet someone from work. I don't feel though, now that I'm really sort of focusing on you guys, I feel like you will be really in the zone with this, with your full moon. I don't feel like this is going to be too much emotions or too much negative things coming up. In fact, it really could be like someone you work with. Like, I really actually like this person and I've been suppressing those feelings. Maybe you find out the other one, you're both single now or something, and having those feelings come to the surface and being able to admit, wait, there's something going on here that I was sort of blocking for some reason. Those light bulbs over there with that Page of Swords keeps grabbing my attention. So you may get a real creative and almost inspired or channeled or download a creative idea about something, where you just make sure you write your thoughts down on paper. Even if it's a lot of separate thoughts, I would just make sure you get them down. And then I think at some point when you're reviewing them, I'm playing with my plant, you'll kind of see a pattern and see how, okay, I get how this idea is fitting together, and this is cool. I think, I don't know why I'm there. That looks a little better. Yeah. So really trust your gut this week. Really trust, and listen to your emotions. Allow them to speak to you. Allow them to the surface. I think it will be a positive experience. We are going to move on to Sagittarius. Hey there, Sag. Thanks for joining me. So, week of April 26th, on the 27th of April, right around there, depending on where you live in the world, we have a full moon in Scorpio. So Scorpio is a fixed water sign. So they can be, and this is just superficial, I have lots of Scorpios in my life that I love. This could be, this can be a tough energy, because fixed water really can put a damper on mutable air, which Sag is. It can feel really, we can feel tied down. We can feel it's just too much. It's too dark. It's too deep. It's too, just too much. Too much of I feel like it might feel like a drag. It might feel, like they're putting out our fire, and just kind of like a downer, a bummer. Interesting. Right in the middle, we have the Justice card. So bringing things into balance. This could be Libra. This could be a court decision, but we have the King of Swords. So there's like a strong legal aspect. But this could also be good communication, fair communication, interesting thoughts, research. If you have to write a paper or something, I see you really, really being able to feel inspired, and not just, if you have any projects at work or things at school, or I feel like you're really going to, it's almost going to be inspired, where you're able to put just like an extra bit of magic, an extra bit of polish, a little bit of a spin on it, or creatively bring it together so that it's not just Yeah, it connects to people somehow. Kind of like, I don't know, when Apple unveils something, they really, it's not just like, here's our new computer and here are the processors and here are the thing. It's like makes you they connect with you almost on an emotional level. So it's not necessarily, it could be marketing, absolutely could be marketing, but I think it's more of like a creative spin, and I can't get past like that little bit of magic that people are like, oh, I enjoy. They're not boring to listen to. They're not, and they put things in a context in a way that you can relate to and you can imagine using in your day-to-day life. It's less clinical and more personal. So allowing, I mean, you can still be very professional and allow your personality to shine as well. People seem to gravitate to that. You may meet an air sign and really just have some amazing philosophical conversations. You may be talking about travel and things like that. And yeah, I could see you really connecting with an air sign around this full moon. But but the Scorpio full moon is that depth, that it's almost like that person you meet. And this could even be at a job interview too, but for those that it's romantic, we'll just use that as an example where I don't know, sometimes you meet someone, it's like, how are you? I'm good. Where did you go to school? Where did you grow up? How many brothers and sisters you have? Whereas other people, you're talking about deep shit, like almost from the get-go. You kind of skip the superficial stuff and are already connecting. And what does that mean? Is this part of your soul tribe, as people call it, or whatever, your soulmates, your people you've had other experiences, lifetimes, dimensions, whatever. But there is sometimes that connection with people. You just connect, and whether it's just a friend or a romance or a business partner or someone that you're interacting with in some capacity, even some family members you connect with more than others, right? But I feel like you'll have the connection's going to be emotional and intellectual and be based on similar ideas and things that get you excited, and your outlook and your values and your priorities, which is a really nice basis, right? Because yes, attraction is a necessary component, but if that's all it is and you don't really know the person, and as you get to know them, you realize you have nothing in common. You don't, it's weird how that happens when that starts to fade, especially if there's nothing of substance that continues the intimacy to grow deeper and deeper. I feel like it's maybe someone older or younger or different than you, maybe, whatever your type is. And it's a really pleasant surprise. And I think this could be a significant connection. Okay, let's go on to Capricorn. Hi, Capricorn. How are you guys? Excuse me. Capricorn. This is Jen. It's your reading for April 26th. On the 27th or somewhere around there, depending on where you live in the world, we have a full moon in Scorpio. Woo, rolling in the deep. So lots of emotions. If something needs to come out, it's going to come out. It doesn't mean it has to come out, blurted out in an inarticulate way. Is that a word? Inarticulate, unarticulate. It doesn't mean it has to just be a vomiting up of of emotions, because that's not your style anyway. You guys are very, your brains are so amazing and you're so organized. You're able to verbalize things like a masterful sword sign because of that, of the way you manage and process things. Like, you're very efficient, I think, sometimes. But I do see something coming to some sort of a head. Now, this doesn't have to be bad either. Here we go. I'm waiting. Oh, yeah. So someone may be, you may have to tell someone about themselves, but, or tell someone of a suspicion. Okay, some of you may find out that someone's cheating, and you may be like, okay, do I say something? Do I not say something? How do I say something? We got Judgment and the Death card. Wow. It could be for some of you that you let someone know you're into them, that you like them more than just friends. That could be something that needs to come to the surface. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be, you're a fucking asshole. The Seven of Swords, there are plenty of, Seven of Swords is someone behaving badly, someone not being upfront, someone being sneaky, someone not telling you the truth. And sort of the main thing with the seven, it's going to depend on who it is. If it's a coworker at work, you may just choose to just ignore them, or not be brought down to their level. And that's kind of always the lesson. If someone's behaving badly, that you don't lower your behavior. And this happens a lot in relationships, I think, where one person feels disrespected and then you start disrespecting the other person, and it's sort of this vicious cycle. So, of course, number one with Seven of Swords, mastering yourself and not allowing yourself to deteriorate your behavior like someone else. But it could also be there's sort of a surrender here with the Judgment card. And it's just kind of like, you know what? I cannot control this. Maybe I shouldn't control this. So I'm thinking if this is maybe a child, I see you kind of struggling. Do I say something? Do I don't say something? Do I don't say something? Do I not say something? Do I just let it happen, and allow them to have that life lesson and that experience? And does anyone really listen? I don't know. I never really listened. No, I didn't. I never fucking listened to my parents, really. So, I mean, let's just say I always heard what they say, and as an adult and as I've grown up, I see their perspective more and more, although there are still plenty of things that I think I'm right about. Enough about me. But it's kind of like if you're in become involved in a situation where there is the opportunity, you may say one thing, but I think you're going to say one thing, but then be supportive and allow them to fuck up. Because you can't save some people from themselves, and in some ways trying to rob them of their life experience and their teachable moment. It's kind of, there's some sort of wake-up call. Okay, so the other thing before I forget, and yours might be longer than some of the others because I'm getting a lot for you guys for some reason. You could find out that like someone's cheating, and if it's a friend or who knows, whoever it is. I don't know if it's, I don't even think it's happening to you. I think you may see something, maybe someone tells you something. I don't know, but I feel like you're going to wish you never heard it. You're kind of going to be pissed, and then you'll have to struggle with, what do I fucking do with this information? Judgment's a wake-up call. So maybe something about someone else's behavior, something you're hearing about, something you're reading about, is some sort of a wake-up call to you. And I mean, these are big spiritual growth cards here, big ones. And that's true. If there is something sort of negative going on or someone's behavior is inappropriate, it is a time to then look within. Why is this triggering me? Why do I feel I have to control this? I can't control how, it's not necessarily my fault someone's behaving badly. I am not responsible for other people's behavior. And this release of these emotions and the fixed Scorpio emotions and worrying and shoving things down and just, I have to let it go. I have to let it go and just trust that things will be okay. And I think it'll be very freeing for you. And I almost see you being able to just be, you know how you can just step back enough from a situation, remove yourself enough, maybe compartmentalize a little bit, and then sort of observe. And just if you go, like sometimes, if I know I'll be like at a meeting maybe, or around certain person or something where I just kind of know, okay, I could be triggered. Like this might be something that I get a little bit worked up about. Having the mindset of I'm going to go in as an observer. And so my job there is to just watch what's happening. Like I'm a group psychologist and I'm just looking, observing the dynamic of this family or this group. And sometimes that can allow you that distance to not get so involved. And I think it'll be healthier for you. Yeah, I think it'll be uncomfortable because your good intention is there. But I think in the long run, you'll see the benefit and it will get easier. Okay, I don't know if that came out. I never know the feelings and the things I'm getting if I communicate them clearly or not. But okay, we're going on to Aquarius. Hey there, Aquarius. It's Jen here. I'm doing a reading for the week of April 26th. On the 27th, or right around there, depending on where you are in the world, we have the Scorpio full moon. Woo! Lots of water, lots of emotions, that means. Deep emotions. This could be, Scorpio rules the 8th house, death, rebirth, and sexuality. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So you could sleep with someone for the first time, really share your feelings with someone for the first time. So asking someone out, asking to go exclusive, telling each other you love them, sharing, opening up about yourself a little bit more. There we go. The Hermit. You may need some alone time this week. Ooh, Ace of Cups. Yeah, here are those emotions. 9 of Wands. It's interesting. I almost feel like the Hermit on this side and this 9 of Wands, they're almost like, what's the word? Centuries? Centuries? No. Sentinel? What's the word? The people that, that stand guard. Why am I? Anyway, I can't think of it. And this is kind of, I'm alone. I'm doing my inner work. I'm really in my feelings with this full moon. And I need to, you're figuring some stuff out spiritually. Like something has you doing some deep thinking and going within and withdrawing. On this other side, you have, because she does look like she's standing guard, right? And that could be, there are times when, we, with the wands, we start out all excited about something and we're enthusiastic and we're fired up and we're excited and we feel really good about this. We have a lot of motivation. And after a while, it's the fun, the excitement kind of, with the day-to-day grind for fire signs, that can get, your mojo, your fire, your excitement about something, your motivation can get zapped. I mean, she's still keeping that one wand lit and still standing guard. So one lesson of this is the light at the end of the tunnel. Things are still, you're almost there. Don't give up. But when I'm looking at it with the Ace of Cups in between, it's like, have you been too withdrawn? Have you been afraid to give your heart? Have you been too strong of boundaries? Someone may be wearing you down, and I don't think, not in like a creepy way, but that maybe this is someone that you're like, I would never date, or I don't like them, or there's some weird fundamental thing that just some weird deal breaker. I can't even think of a good one. Like maybe we'll just go with something really superficial. I'm not saying you're superficial, but they don't have a college degree, or you know what I mean? Like they're just something where in your brain you were going to marry someone with a college degree. And so you sort of, is it friend, you really like this person, but you friend zone them for something like that. And have been kind of, there's a stubbornness to Scorpio too. Something with your heart you like been protecting. And now you realize that that's just, it's time to stand down. It's time to let your guard down. It's time to open up. Time to allow new experiences to come in, new love to come in, to open yourself up to a person you're with. But you may have needed some space, some time, a time out to figure things out. But I think you really do, and you're able to move forward. And look at, she's presenting her heart here, her heart chakra. She's really ready to move forward and be open emotionally. And yeah, I see you not carrying resentment from past relationships. Finally, breaking down those barriers, breaking down some emotional barriers with this full moon. Okay, let's go on to Pisces. Pisces, thanks for joining me. This is your reading for the week of April 26th. On April 27th, a full moon in Scorpio and a fellow water sign. Whoa, okay, that's a lot. So I think this will be fairly comfortable energy for you just because it's in another water sign. I think you would have to just be a little bit mindful of seeing the Seven of Wands coming out. This is defending yourself without getting defensive, without letting your emotions kind of make something about something else. So if there's sort of a disagreement, that it doesn't become an attack on someone's whole character. Being able to, here's the demons. The devil's Capricorn. The Fool, nice. Being able to say no, thank you, and not allow it to really upset you or to stew over it, but also not to get overly defensive, and over-explain yourself, or feel like someone's making you feel like you have to explain things. I mean, look, she's in this protective bubble. I can just see her taking a deep breath and thinking, how other people react to things. I mean, this is not if you have bad behavior, obviously, if you're, yelling at someone or doing something crappy. But if you're just stating your needs, or making a decision, that is not then okay for someone to attack you, or like, you're not responsible for how someone else reacts. That's what I'm trying to say. And she has that bubble that's keeping these other wands down, right? Like, she's able to just like, not letting bad comments on social media get to you too much, but also then thinking, okay, why am I... It's interesting. Why are people following me if they're just going to leave negative comments? Like, why do you even follow people like that you don't agree with? Or what's the motivation? So the devil is, could be someone's like their reaction, their knee-jerk reaction, their things that trigger them. They may be struggling with something that then gets projected on you or taken out on you. You could slip in, you may have been doing really, really well, then slip into some bad habits. But it's kind of having this, our inner demons. Like, I let that person trigger me. I let that situation upset me. It's usually those habitual things. I got too much in my mind, and I overthought this, or I got so worried about something, I self-sabotaged. Those are kind of not everyone has some sort of major addiction. It's kind of those little things every day that we have to deal with all the time that also can really erode our quality of life. So I see you've been doing a good job at self-protection, but it seems like when things are going well, the devil pops up just to be like, you sure? You sure? And I think you realize, I am free from... it doesn't mean, things don't ever completely necessarily go away, but I can trust myself. I have the tools. I've done the work. I've meditated. I'm careful of my thoughts. And I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. And you're able to move forward and take risks and put yourself out there and be open up to new experiences, because you're okay even if not everyone agrees with what you're doing. Okay, that's the message I'm getting for you, Pisces. Have a great week. Bye.